Sorry, it's a continuation. So for those who are at home, just simply find maybe 1, 2, 3, or 4 objects that you can take from the kitchen or from your workplace. If you're watching this online video at home, if you're at home, take any 3, 4 objects that you find at home, either in the kitchen or in your bathroom, anyway, in the living room. It could be cushions. Also, you can do vases as well. Some people call them vases, but vases, yes. Flower pots, you can put there, plates with oranges in them. You can draw. You can also bring toy animals. You can bring them there. Or what you can do is, another good thing would be, you could mix the materials. So you can bring in an object that is made out of fabric, metal, plastic, wood, and then you put them there. And these are 3, 4 different types of textures. Then you can get the learners to draw. Okay? And you can also get the learners to draw each other's faces, portraits, or draw the teacher. Or bring in a photo of their parent or of themselves, and then they can draw from the photo as well. Okay? Just to help them to draw different types of things. Okay? Are you done? Are you finished? Try and perfect it. Try. So mix, at least try and use 2 different types of media. You've used a pen, which is ink, okay? Try and maybe go over it and shade it, maybe using a marker. There's markers there. Or a pencil, get someone to give you a pencil. Or chalk as well. Okay, so you can use 2 or 3 different ones, okay? So the first thing when you're working with children, the best is to try and use one dry media, then the next lesson is another wet media. Then the last lesson is combining, choosing one dry media with a wet media, mixing the 2, so that they're familiar with the use of mixing media and not just using one particular type of media. The students are drawing. I expect you to also draw anything that you find. Also, the other thing is, while you are drawing, you can ask them to identify the shapes. What shape is this? The top is circle. The lines down here are straight. So you're also teaching them you are also guiding them on how the drawing should be done. So you say, okay, what shapes? Can you draw the shapes that are there? Okay? We've got, I think this is an oval shape. Okay? Then we have straight lines. We are also teaching them how to draw, okay? The bottom, okay? We have a straight line there. Okay. And then there's curves there, okay? That's the first one. It's supposed to be actually thinner than that. Okay? It's a bit wide. So let's make it thinner. Curving inside. Okay? Yeah. It's almost like that. And then also, what do we have? The lipstick. The lipstick is a square. Is the lipstick in the same manner? The same size, okay, it's a square as well, and it's a box at the end, okay? What else? Then we have the charger from my end, because also when you're drawing it from the angle that you're seeing it. Please draw from what you can see, okay? What you see is what you draw. That's why there is perspective art. You're drawing from this angle, so you're drawing it as you're seeing it from here, okay? So I would expect your drawing to be different. Have you drawn it exactly? Because you're not seeing the whole body, so you have not drawn it accurately. Can you see the black, the roll-on? You're not seeing all of it. This was supposed to be here. So it's not realistic drawing that you have done the wrong thing. Then it's abstract. Because can you see? You from your angle, you can't see the whole bottle. You're seeing a bit of or an overlap. Are you seeing where your mistake is? You're seeing an overlap of the next glycerin bottle. Okay? You are seeing also this, can you see? The lipstick is there. It's not in between. Are you understanding? So it's not realism drawing, because that's not exactly how it's from the angle that you're seeing it. So this one, it's correct because you're seeing it from, but you're supposed to move there, it's fine. You're supposed to move this here, it's fine. So this is fine. This position with this is fine. You're seeing this as that. Okay? This, are you seeing all of it? But you're seeing it tilted like that. You're not seeing it running like that. For yourself. Are you understanding? So I would have expected it to be a box there, and then 3 dimensions sort of tilting like that. So try it again. Okay? Yes. You have to draw it the way you're seeing it from your angle. Let's see. How realistic were you in drawing it? Right. You're seeing this, but this was not even supposed to be there. You are supposed to have drawn it up to here. This. Because you're not seeing the end, the bottom of this, of the roller. Okay? This, and when it's realistic drawing, the colors that are there is what you use. I don't see anything black, brown. They don't have it's okay, you've improvised, okay, which is okay. Okay. And then this one, it's leaning, but it's very close to each other. It's actually, this was supposed to be moved there. Close to each other. Okay. And this is not this side. It is next to here, what was supposed to start. You see, this is good. Are you understanding? Yes. Okay? So this is next to each other. They're leaning together. They're leaning together. Okay? Yes. So let's do it again and try it again. Yes. What's for you to teach art? To learn as you yourself have to be a good artist. You have to know how to do it. How to correct something that you don't know. Are you understanding the whole idea? Yes. But it's actually quite good. You actually used, so what did you use? So you need to describe the art. So what did you use? You used ink and chalk. And a marker. So you used the three. What did you use? A pencil? Yeah, but you have to mix the two. So 3 or 2 or 3, okay? So a pencil, what did you use? A pencil and okay, and wax, okay? Yes. And then the other one, please, let's do a portrait, still drawing. Yes. Don't just do the same thing with your learners when you're out there teaching them. Draw animals only, draw animals, no fruits, no vegetable, nothing, no clothes, no nothing. They should really, yes. Just asking them to draw what it is that you are familiar with, that's disadvantaging the children.
language, eh?
What are you looking for?
Okay.
You can use this and then bring it in.
You don't have a pencil, do you?
No, I don't have that.
I'll just wait for the pencil.
And then go take something out of nature to come and draw also. Leaves, bark, sticks, anything that is interesting there. Different colors and stuff. Different shapes of leaves also. So you can go and take three different types of leaves, small, big, different shapes. If it's flowers, also include flowers, maybe two flowers and two leaves, different sized leaves. And sometimes you can take the learners outside and they can draw outside, like this. So you're aware of your first assignment. Your first assignment is to draw art painting. Two types of visual art. Okay? So either one that has it's art and craft, so you can choose either to design something, or to draw a picture, or to paint, or sculpture, and stuff like that. Yes. Wow. Very nice. On a whole portrait. You can't just say an assignment is drawn on object. It has to be a picture. We're telling a story that you can use as a story. Okay? Let's have a look.
These are kids?
Yes. I'm trying to make them adult teachers, but they're great things for children.
Okay.
So, but they'll get the hang of it. Yeah, so well done. Can we see? It is here. Yes, this is moved to here. They moved to here, but it's still fine. Still, it's much better. It's much better. And this was supposed to overlap on this. So it's supposed to move here. Yes. But well done for trying. Yes.
Now let's try the portrait face. picture of someone. Yes, you can draw yourself. And sometimes you can bring in a mirror and then you place the mirror. You're seeing yourself while you're drawing yourself. So you look yourself in the mirror and then you can draw someone. So you can draw someone or you can draw me because then I'm still drawing. Okay. When this coloring we have practiced coloring, right? Etc. With mainly smaller children, we are going to learn. try and do it on transparent paper. So try even at home, practice with using different shapes, different sizes objects, small objects, big objects, different sized objects, different objects of different shapes. Because remember, we've looked at art and we said elements of art include lines, shapes, so practice also. Shades, lights and shade. Did you put any spaces in between?
Yeah.
The gaps that are in between. I'm not sure what time is it now. Do you have the course outline? So let me give you one.
I have to get one for one.
Okay, so please give her. So we are at visual arts and looking at different types of visual arts. So we have to drawings, with people do paintings. Portraits would have done them, but portraits we can include painting or pencil or ink. So it will stand on its own, but it's fine. Then photography, please, if you've got cameras at home, please bring.
Oh.
Yes. Learning how to take long shots, different types of ways.
Can we use phone?
Yes, we can use our phones as well. Okay. Graphic design, I'm not so good at it, but you might find someone who's done IT to teach you the basics. Do you know how to do graphic design?
My sister does.
Can she come to one of our lectures and give us a, ask her. So when she's ready, she can come and show us how to do stuff. Yes. Is she working somewhere else or she's doing it as a business by herself?
She does it as business.
How much does she charge for her fly?
It's 25.
25,000?
I was just so.
Yes, exactly. So she can bring in some two samples of her work and then she can teach us and then we can do it. Yeah, she do it on her phone and then tell us which program she uses and stuff. How long has she been doing it for? For 6 years.
So I enjoy it.
Oh, wow.
She does.
Wow. So did you do graphic design? Did you do art? So she did art at university?
Yeah, she does.
So he sells the novel.
25,000.
Originals or so does she have a gallery at home?
Yeah, she does.
So people come in and view her paintings.
No, it's just an indoor game. She does.
So, oh. So she actually paints at home. So how do people then buy a painting? How do people buy?
She has started going by selling Amano. The first place she was at selling.
Because she can do a museum from her living, from her home, from her bedroom or from a spare room in your house. They charge people museum entrance or then people buy photos, even renting her for her photos. You know that she can rent out her art paintings. She can do rentals, yes. Rent it out to a company for a year. They can be paying 25,000 every month, or they can be paying maybe half 12,000 every month for the whole year. But she needs to do an agreement so that they don't own it. So she can do art rentals of her own.
Yes.
Yeah, she's
crazy.
Even your house is very nice. And the door is locked. So maybe just ask her if she can, yeah, that is good. She can, maybe, this is a professional artist. I'm just an art teacher, but this is a professional artist. So maybe you can ask her and invite her to come in. I think, yes, for some professional art tips. And for her to bring her art paintings and for her to show us her art paintings. Okay? Yeah. And then just give us a talk on how, if one of us wanted to, if one of you wanted to then be an artist, how can you make money out of it and what are the challenges? Because I think on one of our units, we're going to talk about challenges faced by artists. So she can come in as a local artist, talk about the challenges, about her painting, describe her paintings, evaluate her paintings. Yes, she's good. So please talk to her and ask her if she can come in and give us a lesson, a lecture, 1 or 2. Even 1. How far, where do you guys live? Do you live very, very far from here?
No, it's area 14.
Oh, yeah. It's a very nice place that you live. So please talk to her, then you can have an invited guest. And she can bring in some of the materials that she uses so that she can teach us as well. Yeah. Let's say it's just a voluntary free invitation.
I'll tell you.
Yeah, thank you. And then what we can simply do is we can advertise it to the students. So she can bring a couple of them, and then maybe we can then talk to the register, and then say we've got an artist coming. She's volunteered to come and give us a lecture, and then is it possible to advertise so that students, if anyone is interested in buying her paintings, they can come lay them around here like a gallery, so that she's not coming here for nothing, but at least she's living with 1 or 2 paintings bought from students or from the lecturers. Art exhibition for us, and then choose out of everything that we've done that we'd like to showcase. Maybe we could do bookmarkers, what we've done, put it on bookmark, and that is good. Yeah, that is actually good. Even the art. Can you see that every person has got a unique type of art that they are good at? So yours is like fruits and vegetables. Really, it's really looking really nice. Yes. So you could do bookmarkers, we could do postcards as well. Greeting cards. Okay, so we need to do something that is quite realistic. Is that me or someone else?
Yes,
Let me just see how accurate you are. It's not that big. I know I've got a big nose, but yeah. And the head is, long face is, I've got a long face, long neck is, yeah. How far accurate can you percentages of myself? 50%, 40%, 20%, 70% of myself.
Apart from the mouth, I think
The mouth.
yeah, you don't have that.
I don't have a big mouth, but I've got a very unique mouth.
Yeah.
Upper lip, okay? And then the nose. The nose, you've given me a small nose. I have got a big nose. Yeah.
I'm not doing that. You see yourself like that.
But it's fine, good. Have you done your portrait? Have you done yours? Wood, why? Oh, not yet finished, okay. Yeah.
And this
So it is this.
Even if we do postcards, so I also want you to think about 3 different places where you can put this, and then you can sell for 500 or for even 1,000. Okay. This is so good. So greeting cards, or any season greeting cards you might find. Yeah. So take photos of them as well, because you know what? Once you take a photo of your drawing, it now becomes a photo. So can you see how easy it is now to actually move from photos to graphic design and to paper? Yeah. And if you print it black and white, it now becomes a coloring page. Do you know that? If you go and print the same thing that you have colored in, you print it out in black and white, it becomes another coloring book for a land. So you can put your coloring what you've done, and then you can photocopy the other bit so that learners can copy from each other. Okay? Yes. So, are there any questions before I summarize the lecture? Okay. So we just looked at drawing and contemporary drawing, and just looked at the different media that we can use. I know today we just looked at working with chalk, markers again, pencils, pens, and then we did realistic drawing of objects. We also did portrait. The only thing that we didn't do was landscape, looking at nature and drawing nature. And then we also then tried to do, I think some of you took photos of it, so I used a different surface material. So I think next week let's look at painting, we'll look at the history of painting, and then look at different types of painting, and then try to do some different types of painting. And then also, maybe as an introduction next week, we'll just look at suggestions on ECD, early childhood painting. What sort of things could you bring in? So I might bring in 25 different activities that you could do with your learners at ECD and primary school level for drawing before we move on to painting. Okay. So we have practiced it, but we've also then move on, and then when you go and teach early childhood children, what sort of things are you asking them to draw? Okay? You're not asking them to draw something that is complicated, a bicycle when they can't draw. Okay? Yeah. So we'll look at maybe 25 to 50 things that you can ask them to draw. Okay, yes. Any questions for today? Okay, so if there are no questions, I think we can call it a day. Everybody has done a portrait, everybody has done realistic drawing, line drawing, yes, line drawing, maybe you can try it at home. So I think maybe try cartoon, maybe I think try the other one, cartoon and caricature and doodling, maybe fashion, I'm not sure. Maybe let's choose 3 from what we've done, from what we've not done, and then bring them to class next week, okay? So you choose whether you want fashion, architecture, line drawing, cartoon or caricature, or any of the ones that we've mentioned there, okay? And then bring it and showcase it next week in class. But we'll move on to painting next week. For 2 weeks, we'll do painting, and then move on to the other ones. And then drawing, photographing, and graphic design. We'll get someone else to come and help us with it. Okay, because I'm not that really good at graphic design. So if there are no questions, we can call it a day. The lecture is finished. Any questions? If none, let's call it a day. Let's call it an end of the lecture.